Hi and welcome everybody. Now today in this video I want to show you the pages of this yellow A4 sketchbook here, which is one that I created specifically to make images and illustrations and sketches for Sketchbook Challenge the book. Now this book, published by Search Press, has over 250 of my own sketches. Many of them came from existing sketchbooks, but I needed to fill in the gaps and also create specific sketching demonstrations for various prompts as well. So I had to start a couple of sketchbooks that were for the purposes of very specific images and designs that were to go in this book. Okay, so let's have a look at the sketchbook. Now this is just cartridge paper. It's a spiral bound pink pig sketchbook. I really like these sketchbooks. And we can start by just seeing this page here, which is just pattern created in like a line drawing. Now this sketch was a pencil sketch developed into colour, and this was for the prompt mandala within the book, and I'll just show you how this kind of goes. So it's gone from these sketches here, scanned in, and then used to create this. You can see how it's gone from sketch to final book, and that's what I've done with most of these pages. They've been scanned in, enhanced, tidied up, and then popped into the book. There's some additional examples here. These ones weren't actually used in the book, but there are other examples of mandalas created with the same base structure. This is watercolour. These are transport themed sketches, all different forms of transport, all on the same page. And what I've done with this sketchbook is I've generally just sketched on one side of the page, just because then this doesn't show through. Most of my sketchbooks will have a page or two of scribbly scribbles where I'm just thinking things through. Again, this wasn't used in the book, nor was this, but they're just ways where I've been sort of thinking about things. This didn't make it to the book. I was playing with boxes. Again, I don't think this sketch made it to the book either, this landscape sketch. And nor did this one. This is an acrylic play looking at sort of fruit bowls. Now we've got some geometry. So you can see a lot of my sketchbooks are very, I want to say all over the place, but I do like to work in different mediums. They're a place for me to experiment. So this is me playing with geometry, experimenting with pencil. I think this was actually where I was teaching my Inspire membership group, and we were looking at making pencil marks and how to work with it. Stones and pebbles. This was actually I did a live teaching session on using pencil, and this was the results of the live teaching. And I do often have a lot of unfinished sketches as well, so I start things and don't quite finish. This is acrylic paint. This is the golden fluid acrylic paint that I was using, so it's a little bit like watercolour in its consistency. It's very watery, but it mixes really quite nicely for painting in a sketchbook. Watches, clocks and time. I used a limited colour palette, started with pencil and then worked some pen and these three colours over the top to create these illustrations. These again were worked into the book, scanned in. Some playing cards. I do love playing cards, so it's just pencil sketches. Missed a page. Playing with some faces here, just playing with really sort of loose faces. Most of these are blind contour, where I am just draw looking at a reference but not looking at the page. I quite like sort of playing with stuff like this. These are just felt tip pens and like brush pens. Some books. My Singer sewing machine, my old sewing machine, and I've got my new sewing machine as well, so I did a sketch of old and new. This machine has actually featured, I think it's in 4 of my books. It's managed to sneak its way into 4 of them. This is a very special item for me. It was my nan's sewing machine. It was passed down to myself. And so I have managed to get it into 4 of my 6 books, so you have to spot it in my books. It's a little regular feature that I try and shoehorn in if I can. And just some loose pen and ink drawings of some pumpkins. Again, loose pen and ink here, different coloured inks. This was a good old collage of my kitchen bin, my plastic kitchen bin. The items underneath are things that I found in the bin, stuck them down, painted over the top, had a really good old play with this. So the collage can be super, super fun. Pen and ink, bit of watercolour. I think again this was some watercolour as I was doing the cover of a book, never quite finished it. And that is that sketchbook. So it's not a particularly thick sketchbook. It's 35 pages, it's white cartridge paper, 150 GSM from Pink Pig, made in Britain. I do like the pages of this sketchbook. So sometimes I work with larger sketchbook pages like this, other times I work in much smaller sketchbooks. But as I said, all of these sketches were created either specifically for the book Sketchbook Challenge or during the time period where I was teaching and creating things for my sketching tutorials. So that is this little sketchbook, and I hope you find this a useful tour.